Now, from WYDC TV, this is Big Fox News at 10.
So the new name of Elmira's new hockey team is the Elmira Mammoth.
Professional hockey is coming back to Elmira. Good evening, I'm Anna Manuel. That announcement coming today from First Arena that the Elmira Mammoth will be the newest members of the Federal Prospects Hockey League. Our Jamie Holmes joins us now with more details about the team and when we can expect to see them hit the ice.
Mammoth Sports Entertainment, the tenants at First Arena, are about to bring hockey to the fans of Elmira.
One thing I've learned since I've been here is that Elmira's a hockey town.
Before they could get a team on the ice, they needed the green. The arena raised $500,000 in sponsorships from local businesses, and with it, they explored whether to do professional hockey or high-level junior league hockey. The arena went with the big leagues.
I'm happy to say that we've made a decision to bring back professional hockey and the FPHL, the Federal Prospects Hockey League, starting this October.
And so the Elmira Mammoth will hit the ice, and the search for a head coach begins immediately. The Federal Prospects Hockey League believes their product is here to stay, unlike the East Coast League, which couldn't make their business model work.
But I think it's important that we build from this. We try to create the rivalries. It is a really great product. It's very enjoyable, and there's a lot of action. It's what people want to see.
The owners believe the crosstown and interstate rivalries will make for great action on the ice, and to entice the crowds to come, every child under age 12 will get into the games free for the season. The mayor of Elmira excited that the center of downtown will once again be a goal for fans.
It's going to be exciting. We have a home team to root for, so I encourage everybody to get out and support our team.
For Big Fox News, I'm Jamie Holmes.
Elmira officer Eduardo Orpalo has been found not guilty on assault charges stemming from the 2019 death of Gary Strobridge. Orpalo had been charged with assault after he allegedly was aggressive with Strobridge during a struggle between the two at a Chemung County hospital. Strobridge became limp and unresponsive during the struggle and died at Upstate Medical Center. State police have confirmed that a medical helicopter pilot and flight instructor were killed during a training flight in Genesee County. Police say no patients were on board. Mercy Flight identified the pilot as James Sauer, a retired New York State police pilot. The flight instructor who worked for the helicopter manufacturer was identified by state police as Stuart Dietrich of Texas. Mercy Flight said the cause of the accident has not been determined. A woman in Long Island making a drastic decision, chaining herself to a tree in hopes of keeping it from being cut down. Mac King explains.
I was like a lunatic. I wasn't rational on Wednesday.
Last Wednesday, Denise Casares decided to chain herself to a tree.
I told my husband later on that day, I was like, I'm going to chain myself to a tree.
She's my wife. I have to support her.
So Marcelo dutifully took the family to Home Depot to buy a lock and chain.
Thursday morning, I got up, and that's when I started chaining myself to the tree.
The impetus for this act of defiance, in its sixth day Tuesday, pulled up to the Casares home last Wednesday in the form of village contractors wielding cones, ropes, and saws, hoping to remove this at least 70-year-old and, arborists reportedly say, healthy oak so the village could level and repave this sidewalk before paving Ellison Avenue. In a Facebook post, the village's mayor explained, "We've spent millions of taxpayer dollars paving roads and fixing drainage issues, and we have to make sure that it is done correctly. Removing trees is not done arbitrarily. While we're sympathetic with those who do not want a tree cut down and in fact agree with them where possible, in some cases it is simply a necessity."
I stand here and I don't go to the bathroom.
And Denise plans to continue standing there for 9 hours a day, waist chained to a tree that stood in front of her family home since before her grandparents built it in the 1950s.
It's the principle now.
My wife says she wants to sell the house if they take the tree. I mean, and you see the way my wife is, when she gets set on something, she's set.
Until they tell me my tree gets to stay.
Or the police arrive with a set of bolt cutters and a pair of handcuffs and arrest her.
We discussed that. Yeah, that's basically what it's going to come down to.
Until then, Denise locks herself up, leans against this hardwood giant, and collects signatures, 200-ish as of Tuesday night, attracting the attention of passing motorists.
I get some crazies that are yelling profanities at me.
But for every angry heckler, Denise estimates she receives hundreds of supportive honks from community members who also want to see their neighborhood's elder statesmen preserved over a properly draining sidewalk and roadway.
Hi. Thank you.
In Westbury, I'm Matt King, Fox 5 News.
Pfizer is seeking FDA authorization for COVID boosters in children ages 5 to 11. The company announced that they submitted for an emergency use authorization after a study showed a strong immune response to a booster shot among healthy children in that age group. If approved, children who are 5 to 11 years old would be eligible to receive a booster 6 months after their last dose. Pfizer's vaccine is currently the only COVID-19 shot authorized for children. There is currently no vaccine approved for children under 5 years old. Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas appeared before the House Homeland Security Committee as part of a routine effort to ask for funding for his agency. Madeline Rivera has more from Washington.
Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas facing a grilling on Capitol Hill. Lawmakers on both sides of the aisle not happy with the Biden administration's border response.
The policies that this administration has, that they're promoting, it's actually harming the American people.
Our immigration system is broken. It's been broken for a long time through multiple administrations.
The CDC's decision to lift Title 42 on May 23rd taking center stage Wednesday. As the southern border tackles a surge in illegal crossings, Republicans and Democrats argue now is not the time to end the Trump-era public health order that's allowed officials to quickly turn away migrants during the pandemic.
The reality is that we need to have a plan in place for when we lift it, regardless of what one thinks of the policy.
The Department of Homeland Security is touting a plan. In a new memo, Mayorkas outlined 6 steps, including surging resources to the border, speeding up Customs and Border Protection's ability to process migrants, and working with other Central American countries to deter illegal immigration.
We have requested funding to hire 300 new Border Patrol agents, the first increase since 2011.
But many aren't sold.
The border's been overrun. It's as simple as that.
Mayorkas admits there's little the Biden administration can do to stem the flow of migrants. He says it's up to Congress to come up with a solution to fix the fundamentally broken immigration system. In Washington, Madeline Rivera, Fox News.
The ongoing war in Ukraine will have long-term effects on the global economy. According to the World Bank, the war will result in high prices for commodities like food and energy. The bank predicts these levels will remain high through 2024, which could stagnate economic growth and increase inflation. As Russian imports on many products remain restricted or banned, economists say this would result in the largest price hike for commodities worldwide since the 1970s. Alyssa Triplett is in next with our complete forecast. Stay with us.
Here's your local stock market update from Big Fox. Now, your Twin Tiers forecast from Big Fox.
Well, the gray clouds dominated much of the state of New York for your Wednesday and kept conditions fairly chilly. Now, we are going to continue to see some cold conditions as even through the overnight, we are going to drop those temperatures back into the 30s. But thanks to some cloud cover hanging on for potentially your early morning tomorrow, we're not going to totally drop off well within the 20s. However, that might return. A few spots could potentially touch those upper 20s as we are looking at Corning at 29 to even 27 into Bath, as Elmira will hold on to about 31 degrees. But it will get cooler with calmer and clear skies on the way. Yes, we're expected to clear out those skies. The good news is that improving weather is going to be around for your Thursday and then all the way through that weekend forecast with sunshine around as a high pressure system will build in. Now, it is going to bring some drier conditions, and that means drier air masses. So with some windy conditions on Thursday, there is going to be an isolated fire risk. There is even the potential to watch some of those conditions that could be favorable across Pennsylvania. We'll see if that extent runs into New York, but overall, something to keep an eye on to maybe stray away from sparking on Thursday Thursday before there'll be some calmer conditions in that weekend forecast. So looking at as we head into your Thursday, still some cloud cover to battle early on, again helping those overnight low temperatures to stay near that freezing mark. But as we become under sunshine, temperatures will improve to the 50s. Now, I say improve to the 50s as that's still below average, but it's at least going to feel more comfortable than staying under those gray and wet skies that we saw for your Wednesday. Overall, Thursday's high temperatures will top off just around 50 degrees in Elmira and Corning, looking at the 40s off to the north towards those Finger Lakes, as it will take a bit to clear out those skies and see that warming trend, and the breeze is just going to make it feel cooler overall. You're going to feel that there's going to be a chill within the atmosphere as you see that wind gust could even near 30 miles per hour, especially up through the Finger Lakes. But as mentioned, that fire risk does remain mainly off to the south of the Binghamton area, but that isn't being ruled out all the way through the Finger Lakes and off to the north for that fire risk on Thursday, before conditions are expected to start to calm as we head into that Friday forecast. But Friday's lows in Elmira are going to be colder now, just by a few degrees, but if we do set up those clear and those calm skies, that is going to allow for everybody to tumble into those 20s, as average for this time of the year is about 39 degrees. So that is a brisk feel. So note that maybe the automatic start on the car is needed, the light jacket for sure, but temperatures will improve even from your Thursday up to about 55 degrees. So steps are taken in the right direction to see some warming, even the 60s back on Sunday under those sunny skies. Now, few isolated showers mentioned there on Sunday. It is going to be a late Sunday event as we continue even warming into that Monday forecast, but another cold front seems to be entering the area, which is going to cause for maybe some storms development with the heat building ahead of it on Monday. But then behind that cold front, temperatures will start to dwindle back into those 50s by Wednesday, as we will stay under those shower chances from Tuesday into that Wednesday forecast.
Some kids in Colorado are getting a hands-on look at what a career in medicine would look like. Dan Daru has more.
It's Kool-Aid instead of blood.
Get it in there.
And it's a classroom instead of an operating room. And it was a way of getting kids interested to work in the field of medicine.
And then I'm going to finish wrapping.
I would like to say it's like an exposure experience for students from UC Health, getting a chance to learn how to stop a bleed, both with compression and with tourniquets.
UC Health recently invested $250,000 to create a brand new science and innovation lab at Aurora Science and Tech.
Good job.
Hands-on learning, internships, projects, and studies led by clinical teams from UC Health.
The goal for having a school like this is to provide experiences and just educate students as to what you can do in the medical field.
This is something that we're just putting direct pressure on.
Students like Adrian and Ivan, they paid attention and then applied pressure on the oozing Kool-Aid cuts.
I enjoyed it because it helps me learn survival skills.
I didn't necessarily enjoy it. I felt like it was a necessity of things you need to learn. I feel like everyone should know how to do a tourniquet.
The idea is to expose the students to the possibilities of careers in medicine. There's more out there than just doctors and nurses.
We are looking at partnerships around some of the certification programs that we offer, like phlebotomy and some of the tech level positions.
Preparing students to work in the medical field and perhaps one day to be medical leaders.
Good. It's never too late to try something new. Seniors in Colorado have tackled an indoor lesson in rock climbing. Lauren Scharf has more.
These folks went as far as they felt comfortable. Some even went to the top. But you give them some slack. They're in their 70s to 80s.
Yeah, a little more stable.
There you go. All right.
Okay.
Off you go. With harnesses, rope, carabiners, and a little courage, these seniors from the Palisades at Broadmoor Park took to new heights. One step at a time. Why don't you move your left hand up to there? Willing to grasp the challenge of rock climbing. That's it. Okay.
Belaying is the process in which one climber takes the slack out of the rope for another climber, so if they were to fall, they're not going to hit the ground. So no one's going to be hitting the ground today.
Some achieving a bucket list item.
Thank you for helping me.
For others,
now it's starting to get a bit scary.
it was overcoming a fear of heights.
Nice accomplishment getting up there, but a little bit scary that high.
Steve didn't dare look down once he reached the top.
If I had, I would have been frozen. Just concentrated on that little buzzer up there.
How does it feel?
Kind of scary.
Everyone attempted the wall.
Coming in today, they were nervous about it,
So it's just super exciting to see them try something new and be successful at it.
This activity is physically and mentally demanding, testing each one of them.
You're having to solve a puzzle while you're climbing up the wall, so it's keeping their brains engaged. It's also the physical activity of it. They're moving their bodies in different ways.
And much of their strength came from within.
There's no barrier there. You know, you're the barrier. So just never think that you're too old or too young to try something new.
You want to do it again?
Well, we'll see.
As you can see, you can do it at any age, so don't belay. Give it a try.
A 6-year-old girl is being credited for helping to save her dad. As well, Alayu explains perhaps the most impressive part is the Google search she did to call police.
You know your address? Without hesitation, 6-year-old Macy Sumrow told me her address, the same way she told a police dispatcher when she heard her dad screaming for help in the basement.
I remember giving her the passcode in and out of consciousness. I was having a really hard time breathing.
With her 4-year-old brother crying in the background, she remained calm, also giving her dad's age and figuring out how to unlock and open the basement door for the police, who showed up within 2 minutes. But it was the Google search that really impressed Dad.
I pressed this button and then typed Elliot, police, and then I picked call.
It's insane. I mean, I still have it saved. You know, if you open up my browser, the way that it is, Elliot.poliz.
Another twist? Macy's parents made a one-time exception for the kindergartner, who they say hardly ever misses school, but was missing her dad more that day.
I really miss my daddy, and I really didn't want to go to school.
Since saving her dad's life, the last 2 weeks have been really hard on Macy emotionally. Tuesday was the first day that she was able to muster up enough courage to leave her dad's side and come back here to school.
I got a little bit of tears because I tried to miss my family, but then I stood up, and then I just and then my teacher saw me crying, and then I just told her the whole truth.
Part of the whole truth? The day she stayed home just happened to be on the first anniversary of the death of her great-grandmother, causing the family to wonder if this was divine intervention.
I don't want to say this, but I thought he was gonna die.
In Elliott, Maine.
She's my hero.
A restaurant in Wisconsin is turning the technology to help deal with staffing shortages, and they're doing it with a new robot server. Gabrielle Mays has more.
The general manager of this restaurant says the goal is to help his human staff. As customers enjoy brunch inside Golden Nest Pancake Cafe, this robot server catches a few eyes.
I think it was very different. That was my first time seeing something like that in person.
The restaurant's general manager, Wayne Doney, says the robot has been on staff for a week.
This just keeps the servers where they belong with their customers, and it gets the food out to the customers quicker.
Doney says hiring has been a challenge since Golden Nest opened in 2020.
We're short-staffed in all areas, and we're hiring in all areas.
He says the robot is designed to help his staff, not replace them.
It allows the servers to spend more time with their customers, which is what our goal is better customer service. Servers can't do that if they're constantly running to the kitchen to get food.
A service tech programmed the robot to know the layout of the restaurant. Once a server places plates on the robot's trays, it heads to a table.
And everybody's trained to pay attention to where it rolls out.
The robot can run up to 18 hours before needing a charge. The robot also helps keep down the cost of running a restaurant.
This costs us $30 a day.
But Doney says human staff is what really helps keep the restaurant afloat.
And if I didn't have the core staff that we started with originally, we probably wouldn't be open right now.
As for the robot, Doney says it's designed to not run into people and also not run into the things inside the restaurant.
Walmart is expanding their fuel discounts for Walmart Plus customers. Starting today, Walmart Plus members will be able to save up to 10 cents per gallon at more than 14,000 gas stations. The retailer already offered a fuel discount, but has doubled the savings and increased the eligible gas stations by more than 6 times the original number through a partnership with ExxonMobil. As prices climb, Walmart says it will offer deeper discounts on fuel to persuade more customers to join and renew their Walmart Plus membership. Walmart Plus costs $98 per year or $12.95 a month. It includes free shipping of online purchases, free grocery deliveries for orders of at least $35, prescription discounts, and other benefits. Scientists in California coming to the rescue after a baby eagle fell from its nest. Watch here as an eagle accidentally kicks the eaglet out of its nest. The baby thankfully landed on a ledge a few feet below. Scientists spotted the eaglet's new location on a webcam and they hiked up to find it. One team member carefully descended the mountain, placed the baby into a bag, and then returned it to its nest. The crew also added sticks to the nest and created a barrier to prevent any more accidents. That does it for us. I'm Jamie Holmes. Thanks so much for watching.